My name is Zeno Priscilla Philip. For today's presentation, I will be presenting my international business assignment, which is a subject under Dr. Stewart Gibbons Stephen. The content of my presentation is I'll be presenting my background of company, the culture of the country that I chose with using Hofstede cultural dimension. After that, the method of entering the country and also the challenges. So this company is called Sakura Corporation Berhad with their tagline True Style Never Dies. This company is a luxury fashion retailer based in Malaysia. This company mission in terms of recognition known as international premium brand that provides great customer service. In terms of resources, it's to develop, recognize and reward our highly valued human capital. In terms of responsibilities, it's to provide sound return to stakeholder and fulfilling community social responsibilities. This company vision in terms of brand value, Sakura Group will have the most desirable brands in the fashion industry will be relevant to all generations. In terms of best employers, Sakura Groups will be recognized in the regions as the preferred employer and we shall create a workforce of passion and accountability. So this is the Sakura Corporation Berhad organizational chart, where under the CEO are the finance department, where they are responsible for acquiring funds for the firm, managing funds within the organization, and planning for the expenditure of funds on various assets. Next is the human resource department, where they are responsible to plan, coordinate, and direct the administrative function of an organization. They oversee the recruiting, interviewing, and hiring of new staff by consult with top executive on strategic planning and serve as a link between an organization management and its employee. Next is the supply chain department, where it is the centralized management of the flow of goods and services and includes all processes that transform raw material to final product. And lastly, the marketing and sales department. They are responsible to promote the business and drive sales of its product or service. It provides the necessary research to identify your target customer and other audiences. It's depending on the company hierarchical organization. A marketing director, manager, or vice president of marketing might be at the helm. Sakura Corporation Berhad will expand their business to Tokyo, Japan. There are several advantages to growing your business to Japan, including the availability of highly developed contemporary infrastructure, such as roads, highway, railways, subway, airports, harbors, warehouses, and telecommunication for the supply of a wide range of products and services. From that, we know that Japan is likely a rich country with their nature market. Japan is big, stable, and very good for business expansion. If you accomplish in Japan, you may succeed everywhere because you have created a product or service that meets the high expectation of the intelligent Japanese market, which has incredibly high quality standards. So there are one example of fashion retailer from Japan that is very success company, which is Uniqlo. Uniqlo is a completely owned subsidiary of Fast Retailing Company Limited that specializes in cheap, high quality, private label casual clothing. In only 22 years, the company has grown to over 2,250 locations in Asia, Europe, and the United States. With over 800 stores in Japan alone, it is Asia's largest apparel retailer. Next part, I will explain about the Hofstede cultural dimension for Japan. It is to understand the Japan culture. It is also utilized to distinguish between different national cultures, their aspect, and their impact on the business environment. There are 6 aspects of Hofstede cultural dimension, which are power distance, individualism, masculinity, uncertainty avoidance, long-term orientation, and indulgence. The first one is power distance. This dimension deals with the fact that all individuals and society are not equal. It expresses the attitude of the culture toward these inequalities among us. Power distance is defined as the extent to which the less powerful members of institution and organization within a country expect and accept that power is distributed unequally. At an intermediate score of 54, Japan is a borderline hierarchical society. Yes, Japanese are always conscious of their hierarchical position in any social setting and act accordingly. However, it is not as hierarchical as the most of the other Asian countries. Second one is individualism. The fundamental issue addressed by this dimension is the degree of independence a society maintains among its members. It has to do with the people's self-image is defined in terms of I or we. In individualist societies, people are supposed to look after themselves and their direct family only. In collectivities, societies, people belong to in groups that take care of them in exchange for loyalty. Japan scored 46 on the individualism dimension. Certainly, Japanese society shows many of the characteristics of the collectivistic society, such as putting harmony of group above expression of individual opinions, and people have strong sense of shame of losing face. The next one is masculinity. A high score masculine on this dimension indicates the society will be driven by competition, achievement, and success. And a low score on this dimension means that the dominant values in society are caring for others and quality for life. So at 95 score, Japan is one of the most masculine society in the world. However, in combination with their mild collectivism, you do not see assertive and competitive individual behavior, which we often associate with masculine culture. What you see is a severe competition between groups. The next one is uncertainty avoidance. This dimension, uncertainty avoidance, has to do with the way that a society deals with the fact that the future can never be known. Should we try to control the future or just let it happen? This ambiguity brings with anxiety with different cultures have learned to deal with the anxiety in different ways. So at 92 score, Japan is one of the most uncertainty avoiding countries on earth. This is often attributed to the fact that Japan is constantly threatened by the natural disasters, from earthquakes, tsunamis, typhoons to volcano eruption. Under these circumstances, Japanese learn to prepare themselves for any uncertain situation. Next one is long-term orientation. This dimension describes how every society has to maintain some links with its own past while dealing with the challenges of the present and future. At 88 score, Japan score as one of the most long-term oriented societies. Japanese see their life as a very short moment in a long history of mankind. From this perspective, some kind of fatalism is not strange to the Japanese. So for the last one is indulgence. One challenge that confronts humanity now and in the past is the degree to which small children are socialized. Without socialization, we do not become human. This dimension is defined as the extent to which people try to control their desire and impulses. So Japan with a low score of 42 is shown to have a culture restrained society with a low score in this dimension have a tendency to cynicism and pessimism. According to the score table for the Hofstede culture dimension of Japan, the next one is method of entering. I will explain about the foreign direct investment, which is the greenfield investment and brownfield investment. And lastly, I will choose which one is the most suitable for the company. So for greenfield investment, it is established in other countries and invested in the building, managing its operation and achieving a high level of control over its business activities, including the construction of offices, plants and construction products. This enables you to design a product that is specifically customized to your needs. Your business will be able to avoid the time-consuming job of collecting resources required to keep the system compatible with current infrastructure. Sometimes political turmoil on the international market might cause problems. The investing industry confronts considerable barrier to entry and departure. The amount of interest due to grows when debt is utilized to fund a project. This investment take a long time for the parent company. The next one is brownfield investment. Brownfield investment is a form of foreign direct investment that merge, acquires, or leases existing infrastructure rather than building a completely new one, saving money and time when commencing production. Because the facility already exists, a brownfield investment is simple to put up. It is also the quickest, saving the investor a great deal of time paperwork. Because the market has already been established, he may begin his commercial operation without spending much of his valuable time. There's also a chance that no additional legality permission will be needed. So the chosen of investment. The method of investment that I chose is brownfield investment. I consider this approach is a great investment because there is no need to go through the steps of creating a fresh new facility. Companies may view this method to be significant time and money saver. Buyers regard is a possibility with brownfield investment, even if the facility had previously have been utilized for a comparable activity. It is uncommon for a company to find a building that has all of the necessary capital, equipment, and technology. There may be a restriction on the type of renovation that can be made if the property is leased. In conclusion, the main clear advantage of brownfield investment is that the structure is already built, lowering startup costs, and it is also possible to reduce the amount of time you spend on the building. The next part is challenges. The first challenges is culture. Fashion that is popular in Japan is different with Malaysia, where it is called the Gamburo style. It is famous street fashion in Japan among girls in the early 1990s and 2000s. This fashion typically a colorful bright outfit, tie-dyed sarongs and miniskirt. With this, the company have to explore Japan culture before designing any styles to Japan. So second challenge is growing consumerism. Today, customers have too many alternatives to choose whatever mode they want. Apart from traditional retailer, a range of channels, including the e-commerce platform, are accessible. As a result, the introduction of new collection in a short period is a very challenging for brand owners and leader to problem in the supply chain. So the third challenges are creating a unique experience. Fashion retailers find it challenging to offer their customer a distinctive experience and to keep an eye on them. Brands are often more devoted to brands since they may build interactivity and favor the engagement of customers. In addition to offering a pleasant experience, fashion retail outlets should focus on stores that boost the whole consumption journey leading to sales. Lastly, inventory management. Seasonally, new collections are often offered by fashion business. Some firms release new design once or twice a year, which makes time for the market longer. In the rapidly growing business today, customer tastes might significantly alter in a few months. Demonstrated visibility, operational planning, and inventory intelligence speed and competence is among the major challenges facing retail firms in fashion. So in conclusion, the first thing to know if we want to expand our business to other country and to gain profit, not to cause bankruptcy, it is best to do research about the country first of all. Second thing, you have to know about the culture, their law, and also their tariff rates, whether it is suitable for your company based on your financial or not. Next thing, it is you have to know how to overcome the challenges to avoid from bankruptcy. Last but not least, you have to know the best investment to help on your expanding business to other countries. In conclusion, expanding fashion retail in Japan using this method of entering is one of the best way to make the procedure easier and money saver. So this is the references that I use for this presentation. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.